Got here nice and early. It is a beautiful day. Now normally I would bring my stuff in on a rock and roller cart, but as you can see, they got a really early start. Everything is already set up. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bring in my stuff individually. This is why I'm happy everything of mine has wheels. This way I can kind of load stuff in without, you know, destroying the venue and knocking into their chairs and stuff. There's a lot of weird angles, and an extended R12 cart really isn't gonna work today. Luckily, definitely not a difficult load-in. This is super awesome. No gravel or grass. Door stops, nice wide doors. I'm gonna get to work with a load-in. Another one of my favorite little tools for the toolbox. I know you guys have seen me talk about these cably wheels before, and I don't always use them, but when I do, it's because obviously it makes my job a lot easier. So I wanted to put the speakers in a more ideal location. So I ran an XLR down. It was literally like 8 inches too short. So this allowed me just to pull out exactly what I need, and it has a retractable wheel to tighten it up, and then I could just tuck this, you know, behind the speaker, and it keeps everything nice and neat without needing, you know, miles and miles of cord. So at the end of the night, disconnect it, wind it up real quick, and we're done. I feel like everything you use as a DJ should serve a purpose. So I thought totems would kind of overwhelm the beauty of this window. I ran the sound on either side of the window because we have a really long banquet room, and I wanted the sound to go this way. I figured I would focus the sound on the dance floor and then to project it, you know, down the venue. That being said, in terms of lighting, I have my Ape Labs all around the room, and I was contemplating bringing totems, and then I just thought, I don't know, it would kind of just maybe detract from the beauty of this. So I just wanted, you know, just a little accent, a little fun near the dance floor without overwhelming the space. I only believe in bringing things that enhance the venue. They don't overpower it. And I kitty cornered myself so I could see, you know, the dance floor. Obviously, I'm not the focal point of the room, which I think is great. Grand entrances are going to take place right there, so I have direct line of sight. Working with something new today. Picked up a Electro Voice ND76S. This is actually replacing my tried and true 15-year-old Shure SM58. Nothing wrong with the SM58, but because my other systems are Electro Voice obviously has a signature sound, and it didn't really make much sense that I was having to EQ, you know, the sound profile of these mics and then have something completely different. Now, I spent a couple hours in the garage a few days ago trying this out to make sure I liked it, and just to kind of get, you know, my voice dialed in with some of the, you know, EQ on the Roland and whatever. And I can tell you that this is much louder, and it has a much more vibrant vocal response. I feel it sounds less muffled. So I'm excited to use this in a live setting. Again, I practiced just to make sure I liked it. I don't know, seems like a pretty good mic. Now, I'm not sure we can, you know, throw this off a roof and, you know, drive over it with our cars and have it still work, but I have no reason to not think that this is not, you know, a great durable mic as well. So any which way, I'm trying this out today for my grand entrances. I always use a wired mic for grand entrances. There's no reason not to, right? The theme of, you know, this gig log seems to be if you can run a wire, you should run a wire. So that's why, you know, I always do intros from here. Now, obviously, if you're a DJ that likes to, you know, go out in the audience and do your intros, then clearly you're going to need a great wireless, which I also have. But since I stand behind the booth and run everything myself, I always use a corded mic. At the very minimum, you should just have one as a backup because something can always happen to wireless. This is probably the most convenient storage I've ever had. They pretty much said this whole cubby is for the vendors, for us to eat. Photographers got their stuff here. So I have my stuff here. At the end of the night, cleanup should be pretty good. It is ceremony time. Just had to move the vehicle. Ceremony's taking place right there. So I'm just gonna grab this Got my gator pole. Let's go get ready for the ceremony. I recently bought this Comica set that has 4 lavaliers. And once again, I had another couple that asked for multiple microphones. So this is gonna be the easiest option in my opinion. Now, as always, I will preface this. Some people love Comica. Some people say don't use 2.4 gigahertz microphones. I'm kind of somewhere in the reasonable middle. I do think every DJ should have a great wireless microphone, and the Electro Voice RE3 it's fantastic, but I'm limited to the one microphone. So to kind of break this down, number one, I always use direct connection from my iPad into the input right here on the Evers. Obviously you can Bluetooth, but I think if you can run a cable, you should run a cable. So always direct connection right from my iPad into the Evers. So then I have this cable that allows me to split these Comicas into 2 different groupings. So I can have 2 mics on input 2 and 2 mics on input 1. And I don't know if we can see it here, but I actually marked this one so I know that this is input 2 and that this one controls input 1, because if we come down and look at my Comicas, you'll see that I have them labeled accordingly. So you're probably wondering what these labels are. So the A, B, C, and D correspond to this receiver right here. Each individual mic, once it's connected, I can see the battery power and also the signal strength. So I'm able to split these 4 microphones into 2 different groups, but these numbers are what's important. So 2 means these are controlled by input 2, and then where you see the 1, those are controlled by input 1. So I can have 2 people on input 2 and an additional 2 people on input 1. Now, as you can see how I have these labeled, I typically like to put the officiant and the groom on the same channel 2. And then if I have an additional reader or singer or something, they can be put on channel 1 so I can, stage these independently. Now, I'm an idiot. I keep forgetting to put Velcro on here. This is for my, wireless speaker option when I use it. And I have been wanting to put Velcro on this so I could just stick this here, to get it up, better line of sight. But for today, I'll just plop it up on top of here. But I just have this hanging for now while I got, I could see it while I was, staging my gains and everything like that. It comes with dead cats. I'll probably be using this today. It is a little breezy here. Second time I've used this. The first time was absolutely phenomenal, so I'm assuming today's gonna be great nonetheless. But I have my RE3 in here, just in case, and we'll see how it goes. Ideally, I wanna be heard, not seen. I feel like it's not a rock concert, so just, the people from the back to the middle might need, a little modest boost. I'm always seeking out shade, and also I need good line of sight to see the wedding party enter, which I have because they're coming out those doors there and walking up. So this is an ideal spot. Also today, this Evers 8 is doubling as a cocktail hour speaker, so they get married here and then people just conveniently transition, right here. So all I'll have to do is just, rotate this a little bit and we're in business for cocktail hour.
Love brings all things. Love believes all things. Hope all things. Endures all things.
And welcome to the reception of Maddie and Steven here at the cozy Raymond Family Farm. My name is DJ Rachel, and I'm going to be your host and party rocker, and we are delighted to have you here celebrating our newest favorite couple. At this time, I want to acknowledge some very special people seated amongst us tonight. Let's give a big hand to Steven's grandparents, Michael and Sunita Romano, Steven's grandmother, Marianne Lent, Maddie's grandmother, Cindy Jones, and Maddie's step-grandmother, Susan Connor. Let's get this party started as I direct your attention to the main doors and welcome in our VIPs. First, let's give a warm welcome to Maddie's father, Michael, and stepmom, Christian Jasmondi. Now, give a hand for Maddie's mom, Heather, and stepfather, Terry Connor. Keep it going for parents of the groom, Steve and Mary Romano. Up next, these rock stars are very special to our couple. Party people, give it up for tonight's wedding party. First, please welcome Zach Romano and Jenna Sadecki. Next, show some love for Jack Romano and Gianna Pippin. It's not a party without these two. Let's hear it for our maid of honor, Olivia Cook, and best man, John Jasmondi. Friends and family, it is the moment you have been waiting for. It's time to introduce our guests of honor and the reason we are all here tonight. Please rise to your feet and get as loud as you can as we officially welcome our newlyweds. It is my honor and absolute privilege to introduce the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Romano! Now, Maddie and Steven will share their first dance as husband and wife, dancing to Why Don't We Just Dance. Everybody, how about a nice hand for our newlyweds? Now I'd like to welcome Maddie and her dad as they share a dance to Isn't She Lovely? Okay, how about a nice hand for Maddie and her dad? Next, we're going to turn the dance floor over to Maddie and her stepdad, dancing to What a Wonderful World.
Red roses too, colors of the rainbow, so pretty.
And how about a nice hand for Maddie and her stepdad? For the last spotlight dance, it's time to have Steve share a special moment with Mom.
Flowers and I'm over my alley, I can see my baby tonight.
How about a nice hand for Steven and his mom? Right now, we're going to turn the mic on over to our groom's father to give tonight's blessing.
Heavenly Father, as we gather around this table, we are reminded of the
It was
countless...
quick before my nerves kick in because I did not take advantage enough of the bar during cocktail hour. Steven, you look great tonight.
Savannah, and of course the best is year after year always being Maddie's choice over Steven for who gets to come camping. Now Steven, I'm gonna be honest, when you and Maddie first started dating, it's been really fun watching you become a part of her family and our family over the years. What hasn't been fun though is watching.
Okay, it's dinner service, and guess what? This DJ is in charge of inviting tables on up to the buffet. There is the planner here, but again, I'm trying to help her out. It's a really tight space, so we have to be really mindful. Demure. Just kidding. Mindful of really how we invite people on up so it doesn't really bog down the floor plan and people can't, literally get out of their chairs to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. So I'm watching the room and I'm doing the best I can to keep everything nice and paced. But sometimes, folks, it falls on our shoulders, and I don't believe that any wedding DJ is above any of this. At the end of the day, I'm paid to make great things happen and have things, run smoothly, and that's my role. So if that includes going around from table to table to say hi to everybody and invite them on up, then that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm off to go invite some tables on up to the buffet and then hopefully grab a little something for myself. So tonight I'm doing 2 extra formalities because the bride wanted it and I'm happy to accommodate. We're gonna do the newlywed game. I got all my questions here. We're gonna have them sit right there in the center of the dance floor. Since the buffet is moving kind of slow, we're gonna use it as like dinner entertainment while we're still trying to get everybody served. We figured it would be a good place to fit that in. Friends and family, we're gonna get started with a little dinner entertainment. So right now, once again, if you guys can hear me, can you just say shh? Once again, people in the crowd, if you can hear me, just say shh. Thank you very much. So right now we're going to do something called the newlywed game. And this is going to be where we get to know our newlyweds a little bit better. So let me turn this down just a little bit to make sure everybody can hear me. Okay, so here's how this works. I have compiled a list of 26 questions. We'll see how many we get through. And our newlyweds have no idea what they are. So this will keep all the reactions very authentic. So our goal here is to ask them some pretty basic, easy questions about themselves or their relationship. And if they think the answer is Maddie, they're gonna raise Maddie's shoe. So go ahead and raise Maddie's shoe. And if they think the answer is Steve, they're gonna raise Steve's shoe. Okay, so it's that simple. So are you 2 lovebirds ready? The first question we all wanna know is who made the first move? I like it, a lady that takes initiative. So who paid for the first date? Steve, we're not judging you. Good boy. No peeking, you 2. All right, who is better at cooking? And I think I already know the answer to this. Those shoes shot straight up. Who is less likely to share their food? I love how literally everybody in the audience already knew the answer to that. Who's the pickier eater? Okay. Who is the clumsy one? Who has better hair? Be careful how you answer, Steve. Be careful how you answer. So which one of you is more likely to get a speeding ticket? Okay, so now who is more likely to talk themselves out of that speeding ticket? Which one of you is the better dancer? We're gonna have to settle this on the dance floor in a little bit. Who is more likely to bring home a stray animal? I love how I didn't even finish this sentence and they voted. Who's a bigger baby when they're sick? Everybody got that one right. Which one of you is better at keeping a secret? Who's better at gift wrapping? Which one of you is the bigger procrastinator? Who is more stubborn? No delay there. Who is more likely to fall asleep during a movie? Unanimous vote. Okay, who would survive a zombie apocalypse? Audience, do you agree with this? Give me a little cheer if you think it is actually Steve. I don't know. All right, whose car is cleaner? Who is always right? Steve, careful how you answer. Who is most likely to walk past a mess without cleaning it up? And of course, we have to follow this up. Who most likely made that mess? So now, this one's gonna involve all of you after, but right now, whose family is most fun? Okay, so now here's what we gotta do. Maddie's family, I need you to make some noise! All right, now Steve's family, you gotta follow that up. Steve's family, make some noise! It sounds like a tie, so I'm gonna be the tiebreaker on the dance floor later, just so y'all know. So we'll see you out there in a little bit. And lastly, who do you love most in the world? How about a nice round of applause for our newlyweds? It's been very nice to get to know you guys a little better. So once again, enjoy your dinner and feel free to go on up for seconds if you haven't already helped yourself. Thank you.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started.
once again, we want you to leave everything out on the dance floor right now. How about a little more noise for our newlyweds, Maddie and Steve? Do for us here. One more time for them. They were so amazing. What a wonderful celebration. We are so honored and blessed to have every single one of you that came out to share in their new love story. We had a beautiful weather, beautiful day, great food. Hope you all had a great time. My name is DJ Rachel. One more time for Maddie and Steve. Thank you so much for having me as your DJ. And everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend.
So I didn't really get any good video, because I was too busy and there was a lot of ambient light in the room, but now that it's darker, I just kind of wanted to give you a complete look at all the Ape Labs products that I got. So obviously I got some coins in the booth. I have some Ape tubes that are attached to the Ape Labs Mini 2.0, bright as a maxi, and it just threads on and screws right on. So these are like, you know, super stable. So this is the normal tube, and then here is the extension tube. Get that focus there. So essentially you pull off the top of this so you can put on this coupling, put on the additional tube, and then you could re-put the top of it to kind of give it the finished look. And it basically just doubles the height, and I like the staggered look. Oh my God, how awesome are you? Thank you so much for packing these up for me. So as you can see, I had a bunch of Ape Labs Ape cans. The venue was super amazing about that. Yes, don't look at them. They are, you heard it here first, very bright. And then I just have another set of tubes there. So I just kind of thought to bring a little eye candy to this beautiful window. Again, I didn't want to use totems because I thought it would be too much and really distract from, you know, the cool architecture of this wall. So just a little extra accent.